Dinnie, and hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Dinnie Vision. In today's episode, we are here at the Chesapeake Arboretum. It might be a brief one because it feels like it might rain, so if it does, we'll end this shortly, but it's a really nice day. The temperature is pretty good considering it's the end of February, or approaching the end of February, so I wanted to go outside, I want to take a walk, I want to get back to regularly walking. That's why I'm doing this series, because it's something that is free and good for me, and so we're going to keep doing it. But anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you guys the Chesapeake Arboretum. It is February 2026, so everything might be dead, but that's a-okay. To prove that I wasn't lying, like I said, we are here at the Chesapeake Arboretum, Nature's Classroom. This is a really nice park here in Chesapeake. It might not be the sparkliest or the shiniest right now, but I can tell you one thing that I do like is that I am seeing like the very startings of spring. Like the very you can tell spring is starting to spring. And that's what I love. Okay, this is always the sign for me that spring is starting to spring at the Arboretum, is when you see this stuff. Right here, these things starting to come out. I have no idea what they are called, but this is always how I can tell that spring is going to happen really soon. That groundhog is a liar. He should be brought to court because he is a liar. But every time I see these little things start to bloom, that's kind of how I know that spring is finally really starting. So I'm very excited because I'm starting to see like the evidence of spring happening. So you see little buds all over the place. So this area right here is actually quite pretty when the spring finally does fully spring. But let's see which one. There was one that was open. Let's go to that one. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. There it is. This one right, these two right here. This is how you know. This is how you know spring shall spring very soon. And I cannot wait. So without further ado, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna turn the camera off for now as I cross the street, because crossing the street with the camera rolling is dangerous. But here's a brief map, the Chesapeake Arboretum Trail map. What I do appreciate is that they have a map right here before you even get to the Arboretum, because the parking lot is separated from the Arboretum by a road. But they also have a map at the very beginning. This is logical, right? When it comes to having maps at parks, put them at the beginning of the trail, at good spots during the trail, not inconvenient spots. So I appreciate that. But we're gonna try to just explore a little bit of the Arboretum. I don't really know my way around. I just kind of keep walking. So without further ado, let's jump in over there. Okay, so I crossed the road safely. We are safe. Just FYI, there are several entrances to the Chesapeake Arboretum, entrances / exits, whichever way you're coming in or out. What we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna go through what I consider to be the main entrance, so that you guys can see the big old tree. I think it's an icon, but it's like one of the major iconic things about the Chesapeake Arboretum to me is this big old tree. So there's north, center, south. So I showed you entrance 5. There's an entrance over there. We're gonna go center, entrance number 6. It's not that big of a location, so you don't really have to worry about getting lost, but I also have gotten lost here. But you can see the paths are marked, so that's very convenient. Also, take a picture of the map, because it's right here at the beginning. This makes sense. You put the map at the beginning of the trail. So as you can see, really not that long of a trail. The longest loop is the central loop, which is the white one, and it's only 1.1 miles, so very doable. There's a trail that's only 250 feet, for Pete's sake. Doable. Guys, I'm out of shape and I can do this. Ooh, Camellia Cove tour at the Arboretum. That sounds nice. I've never done that before. Okay, this is her. This is she. This is iconic right here. This lady right here, this is how you know you are at the Chesapeake Arboretum. I love this tree. I have known this tree for years now. She is loyal, she is huge, and she is here. This tree is also iconic though, because it has a little see-through root, but this tree right here, this red maple, she's a biggin. She is a biggin. I also like this iconic tree here at the Chesapeake Arboretum because of this little root system right here that you can see through. And I think it's really cool that you can just see right through the roots. right through these roots. Isn't that cool? Anyway, as you can see, several different options for me to take. I'm gonna just go over this bridge and just walk for a little bit just to see where life takes me. I'm not gonna look at the map, which is not the smartest thing, but I can't read a map anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Very pretty here. There's the backside. Don't look at the backside of this tree. Exposed her. As you can see, the water's actually quite down right now. I don't know if it translates well on camera, but the water is very low right now, which is surprising because we actually fairly recently had some rain. The birds have started to come out. That's how you know spring is here. I think Indian River Park has a bike trail. There's no bike trail here. So we're just gonna walk for a little bit. And yeah. Okay, so as we go on this walk, I'm just gonna cut the camera off and on because y'all know my battery dies after 2 seconds. So we're gonna go to another cut in 3, 2, 1, cutting. Okay, so I don't know if it's apparent and you can see there's a lot of birds on the trail right now. Once again, positive sign that spring is here. That groundhog had no idea what they were talking about. But yeah, I have passed so many birds on the trail as I'm walking today. It's really nice. And really relieving after all the snow that we've had to see the birds come back. Okay, so we just did the absolute shortest trail that they have. It's a little blue trail right here so that we can just see the overlook of the lake. See some birds. Is that a duck? It's a duck! Oh my gosh, you guys know how I feel about ducks. So this was the shortest trail. It was only 250 feet, super beginner friendly. And if I can zoom in well enough, way over there, you can see some ducks. Look at their little heads bobbing. Oh man, I love ducks. So I'm about to stop recording so I can actually take a picture of these ducks because it's so cute. I'll see you guys after I take my pictures. Okay, so I've been walking for a little bit, so decided to film. I like to see these little corkscrews in the trees, and sometimes there's these little viney things that are like super squiggly higgly. I love the squiggly higglies. This is weird. And guys, don't get on me about invasive species and stuff like that. I don't know nothing about none of that. FYI, I don't know nothing about none of that, so don't get on me about it. If I'm like, oh, look at this pretty thing, and you're like, actually, that's a super invasive species. I don't know. I don't know. But this thing is very interesting. This fuzzy thing on the tree. Very interesting. In general, this tree is like super weird. Super quirky. This is a quirky tree. This is a super quirky tree. That's all I gotta say about that tree. This tree right here, super quirky. Whoa, there we go. Tree hole. Look at it. Tree hole. These things are intense. I'm always super scared and intimidated to look inside the tree holes because I'm like, oh my goodness, what's gonna be in there? I've seen frogs in there, squirrels and stuff like that, and so I just never know what's gonna be in there, and so like I get very intimidated by creepity crawlity tree holes like that. So in case you thought we were done with the tour, JK, you get it? Because I'm going over the bridge for J and the bridge for K. Guys, this is the type of fun that we have to have. But also, this is very interesting. The fire department has responded to fires in the Arboretum, and they believe that they were intentionally set. That is 100% not cool, guys. So for any prayer warriors out there, please, please, please be praying over the city of Chesapeake for peace. Be praying for fruits of the spirit to be showcased in Chesapeake. that we really do care in Chesapeake, as we say we do, and just against any like badness, any wrongdoings here. Could you tell in my voice I was scared by the squirrel? But yeah, just pray over Chesapeake in our parks to just make sure that it's safe and sound, and just a light in this space. So I think it's time for a little solo walking awkward selfie time with the camera. That is not a phone, so I can't tell if I'm actually in frame or not, but here we go. So I am heading back to the parking area. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm out of shape, but I will have walked a solid mile today. So that's fantastic for me. Maybe not for you, but for me. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you know you need to start working out, if you know you gotta start actually moving your body, stop being so lazy, I would like to encourage you guys to actually just go ahead and start doing that. Ooh, more evidence of spring. The evidence is evident, guys. There's like greenery, little flowers everywhere, and all the springy stuff is starting to come up. I think it's so cute. I'm seeing spring stuff like everywhere. There's also like this right here, I think would be a really good photo op. I think the Chesapeake Arboretum, I would say wait maybe about a month, and the Chesapeake Arboretum is about to be like super gorgeous. But as you can see, this little high bench right here, I think would be a really good place for a photo op for a couple or a group or a small family or maybe a small group of friends. But like, I think the aesthetics are aestheticing right here. But in general, I do love coming to the Arboretum. It's a good place to walk because, like I said, the longest trail is only 1.1 miles. And guys, if I could walk 1.5 miles, no, 1.1 miles, you too. There was a cardinal. You can't see it. You can't see it on camera, but I saw it in real life. There was a male northern cardinals right here. More evidence of spring, guys. Groundhog ain't no nothing. But yeah, if I can do 1 mile walking, you can do 1 more mile walking. I mean, look at me. Guys, I am not exactly at the peak of any type of fitness, so I do struggle when it comes to being out and about now because I've gotten away from walking so much. So doing this Dinnie Vision series really does help ground me, literally, to just start moving my body and getting back to my roots of walking around and exploring the free things that are accessible here in the great state of VA. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this series. I'm heading back to the parking lot. That's it for this episode of Dinnie Vision. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed one. And again, this has been Dinnie and Virginia with Dinnie Vision here at the Chesapeake Arboretum, Nature's Classroom. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Dinnie out. This has been a brief tour of the Chesapeake Arboretum. Spring is in the air, and I am so excited to come back when all the flowers are in bloom. Hope to see you here, yeah. Bonus content, isn't this like the coolest tree root you have ever seen in your life? Well, I have ever seen in my life, at least. Look at dude. Ooh. But yeah, man, this is a really cool tree root. Once again, she is an icon here at the Chesapeake Arboretum. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, goodbye for real now.